I spent several months, the better part of 10 months, trying to persuade Herbalife to participate in the film. They ultimately elected not to. Just before tonight's sellout screening, it was brought to our attention that 173 seats, which probably amounts to the empty seats that are in this theater, were purchased by members of the Heather Podesta Group, a lobbying group that represents Herbalife's interests here in Washington, D.C.
As for Herbalife, it has gone to remarkable lengths to protect its name in Washington. It's recruited 2 former top FTC officials to work for the company, and it's willing to be incredibly petty as well. Because remember that clip of Herbalife victims? That is from an upcoming documentary called Betting on Zero. And when it played at a DC film festival earlier this year, the screening had 173 empty seats because an Herbalife lobbying firm reportedly bought them out. And that's not just petty, it's stupid.
There's 3 coach buses of Herbalife protesters, like they're for Herbalife.
Herbalife paid them to come. Herbalife distributors have threatened our people.
The thing that struck me really quickly here is that there's 2 stories going on here. One is your story, and you're the man with the cojones, and I hope the seat is large enough for you there. And then your amazing work in the community, which precedes, from what I understand, precedes Herbalife, and it just involves a long career of trying to help your community. Where would you 2 be without each other today?
Well, I'd still be on 18th Street in Pilsen. A lot of times people at the base, we walk in the mud and stick our hands in the mud. And in reality, it's the human aspect that never gets told in movies. But thank God for a good man like Ted Braun that actually cried with me many times when we worked with many of the victims, not just Julio. I think the human aspect is so important because whether it's Herbalife, whether it's any corporation in this country, without the people, without the pueblo, they are nothing.
Mr. Ackman.
Bill.
Thank you. Where would you be today if you had not met Julie?
So number one, I love this woman. I know her husband's here, I gotta be careful. But this is a great woman. It just makes me feel great about the country. And when we, this was we short very few stocks. I mean, mostly what we do is we buy companies, we try to make them better. Every once in a while we come across an evil company. And but what's interesting, I had no idea that I never really met a victim. And I didn't realize this was about undocumented Latinos. And I really didn't know anything about the plight of the undocumented immigrant. And in the film, one of the most moving moments for me was when I was in the church and I was talking to many victims and just thinking about my family coming to this country 125 years ago. And so I would say if there wasn't a Julie, there was a Julie Contreras in the 1890s that saved my family from a fraud, and that's why I'm here. So I guess I wouldn't be here without her predecessors.
Once I identified Julie as a subject and she agreed to participate in the film, Bill fortunately agreed almost immediately upon my approaching him. I felt and understood that there would be power. I didn't know exactly what it would be. I had no idea that they would end up meeting in that church, but I felt that there would be power that the audience could experience by watching their 2 struggles unfold in parallel, and that you could explore as an audience the different connections between a struggle taking place, on the level of Wall Street, as well as the grassroots ground level struggle.